my greenhouse. Why don't you come inside? So it is April 2nd, and I'm out here in the greenhouse working with some seeds. I do have a few seeds already in my big garden, which we haven't looked at yet. It's been cold and rainy, and so my big garden has been pretty muddy, but I was able to sneak in some lettuce, some radish, and some snap peas last week. So we will be checking on those in another episode. They don't mind the cold. These plants I brought from in the house, I had them under some grow lights. Some chard, which is a leafy green, some red cabbage, and some onion. So they're ready to be out here in the greenhouse now that they're perked up. Today we are going to plant some of the seeds that won't go in the garden until May when it's nice and warm, but they need a head start. And that's things like tomatoes, basil, some parsley, and cherry tomatoes, sweet peppers. And I thought I would just show you how to plant some tomatoes. Of course, we need a container to plant in. Here are a variety of ones that I have used and reused from different places. This is a mushroom container from the grocery store. I've taken my pointy shish kebab skewer and an old towel and poked holes through the bottom so that the water can drain out. You can also look on YouTube. There's lots of do-it-yourself, make your own potting pots, and you can make them out of newspaper. I'll provide a link for that. You can check that out. And of course you need some potting soil. So I bought a bag of potting soil. Some people make their own potting soil. The important thing is when it comes out of the bag, it's often very dry. So earlier I mixed in some water so it had time to soak in. You want it to be kind of like a wet sponge that's been squeezed out, so it's not muddy, but it's plenty moist. And we're going to take our cup for our tomatoes, and let's use this one. We'll fill it up with some soil. And shake it around a little bit so it settles, but we're not going to tamp it down. We want some oxygen to stay down in the soil. Bring that over here, and I have some very tiny tomato seeds I'm going to put in there. So if you look on the seed packet, it always tells you important information, and one of the things is how deep to plant your seeds. So tomatoes are 1/4 inch deep. So I'm going to take my pinky and make, let's do two little holes here, just in case one of them doesn't germinate. We have two options. And I'll take my seed, drop one seed in each little hole, little dent. Don't make the dents too deep. I'm going to cover that up gently with about 1/4 inch of soil. Tap it down. Take a little water. You don't want to drown the plant, but just give it a little drink. And I made a marker earlier out of an old popsicle stick. Put a tomato on it so I know what's planted here. In case it doesn't come up, I know what it was that didn't come up and I can replant it. And then that will go in the house under the lights to stay nice and warm until it starts to grow. And I notice as I'm looking here that this plant, these onions could use a little water. So, no matter what you try, I hope you have as much fun as I do. And speaking of fun, let's go make some music. So, here I am again with Mr. Jeff to do some more practice on our Round and Round the Earth is Turning song from episode 5. So if you did not see episode 5, you might want to go back and watch that first to get the basic part of the song. And of course, we're going to warm up a little bit before we sing with our expansion and contraction to get some big breaths and relax our shoulders. So, Mr. Jeff, breathing in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out and one more, breathe in and breathe out. All right, so you have your percussion instruments. I have my xylophone. I'm playing a C and a G, for those of you who know what that means. And we're just going to beat going. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night. All right. Last time we added some other rhythms, some improvising, just making up rhythms. We're going to practice a couple of different rhythms so that you have a vocabulary of rhythms to choose from. I'm going to call out a rhythm, and Mr. Jeff is going to respond to the rhythm like this. So we're getting our basic beat: 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. My turn. So it's going to work like that, so you can respond with Mr. Jeff. 1, 2, my turn. Your turn. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Change it again. And again. One more time. All right. Now, don't be worried if you can't keep up the first time. If some of the rhythms were a little bit tricky, you can always go back and practice them, and the more you hear them, the more you'll get them. And if you were right here, I could go at everybody's tempo, but since you're all out there doing different things, I'm relying on you to slow it down for yourself if you need to. So we're going to play it again. And this time, you can use some of those different rhythms and other ones that I might not have thought of to add into the song. Let's try that. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Start with our basic beat. And we know we're both playing the same tempo, same speed. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from
Thank you.
And I hope that worked well for you. Again, it takes practice and takes experimenting. So if it didn't feel quite comfortable yet, give it some time. Don't give up. So another aspect that we can add to the music is a different voice part. So there's a very simple voice part. Round and 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 round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night, round and round and round and round and round and round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night, round and round and round and round and round. All right, so that adds another voice to our song. Let's see, Mr. Jeff, where does that take us to? We have 2 voice parts. We have lots of things we can do here. Anything I'm forgetting?
How about a round?
A round.
Since the song is
song
round
is-
and round.
It's about a round, and there is such a thing as a song that is a round, which means that someone starts the song, and as they get into a certain part of it, the next person starts the song. So the song is going on at 2 different places at the same time. So the words and the tones are matching up in different places to make some harmonies of different notes playing together. So shall we demonstrate a round?
Sure.
Let's start with our basic beat.
Round and round the
Round
earth
and
is
round
turning,
the earth is
turning always round to
turning,
morning,
always
and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night.
round to
Round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night.
Nice. So you can go back and sing either with Mr. Jeff or with me and try the different parts to be a part of the round. Okay, so today we covered some new things. Remember, take your time, break it down into parts. You don't need to learn it all at once. The most important thing is to have fun. Music with friends is fun. Make it up, get out songs that you like, add things, make up different voice parts as simple as round and round and round. You can pick one word out of a song and make up a part that goes with it. It's all about experimenting. That's how people write songs. They practice, they try things, they throw lots of things out, and they do it again. So I hope you enjoyed making music with us today. We certainly are glad you joined us. And we'll close with one more round. Round
And round the earth is turning, turning always round to morning, and from morning round to night. Round,
and remember,
round the earth is turning.
get outside.